Meet Josephine Kemunto. She is from Kenya and lives in Maryland. Josephine is married and is the proud mother of 4 amazing children. She is a hospice nurse, but her passion is in nutrition and health. Josephine shares how helping such courageous people has shaped her personal journey with sharing Juice Plus and Tower Gardens. Join us every Saturday, the Hicks Sister Zoom call. Ask for the password.
Can you believe that? It is unbelievable what's been happening this year for all of us. Adrienne, thank you. I love, love, love the Hicks sisters and their passion, their love for just educating and empowering the community as a whole. This is really one team, one mission. And as you heard Adrienne say, this is the Juice Plus Company. And we know you're here for Tower Gardens. Well, I've actually been with this company for 15 years. Yes, it is a real company. Amazing. Been around for 50 years. We're in over 26 countries. We just opened up Mexico. And I will tell you that what's been happening this year alone, although we do know, there has been some sad moments that people have had, some lost ones lost. And just our entire, world had to really reassess life. And what we learned over this journey of this year is that our health is so important. You'll hear me say it, and I say it a lot on many calls. It really doesn't matter how much money you make or have. I don't care how much makeup you put on, how much you work out, or how much church you even attend. If you do not have your health, what good is any of that? Health is wealth. So what you're going to hear on this call tonight is some amazing speakers. I'm excited about the guest speaker, Josephine. I just love her name. And you're going to just hear from her heart, amazing journey that we're all on together. And I love this community because it really is about one team, one mission. Us really coming alongside you on your health journey so that you can have better health outcomes. So, what we learned last month, because I was able to attend the Elton's amazing award dinner that the company puts on for the leadership. It was virtual. And what we learned at that Elton's for the past 8 months of 2020 have been the absolute best in the company's history. If you're new to this call, again, the Juice Plus Company has been around for 50 years. They started back in the 70s. A lot of people didn't even know our same founder, Jay Martin, who founded the company, is still in position and very active. And he started in the 70s with smoke detectors. Yeah, and that's what prompted smoke detectors to be in everyone's house. He's an amazing visionary. In the 80s, a lot of people might know them for the water filters, because that's what prompted us starting to get water tested to making sure that we had healthy water. And then in 92, 93, the Juice Plus product. And that's how my husband and I, Johnny, you hear the Hicks sisters always call him GQ Farmer, because he can actually farm in his suit and tie and have fun with the Tower Gardens. But that is how we got introduced 15 years ago to the company through the product, because I actually was having a medical crisis. I was in the Army, had a successful career, and it ended up in an autoimmune disease. But thank God for, amazing neighbors who introduced us to this amazing company, the product, and then you'll hear my husband talk about 2012 when Tower Gardens came out, but it was life transforming. And you will learn that we're making no claims that Juice Plus, the product, heals, prevent, reverse, or cures any disease, okay? You're gonna hear the amazing opportunity that we do have with this company to make supplemental income that can absolutely be an awesome plan B, but we're not making any income claims, but I'm excited because I have to just share that, the company rewards us 5 different ways. And one of those are bonuses. And our bonuses this year was amazing. It was amazing, mind blowing. And we want everybody to experience that. And so, Can you imagine $100 million increase in sales over the past 8 months for our company? Each month literally surpassed the previous month. Then 200,000 new families using our nutrition products all around the world, y'all, globally. 25,000 new active field partners joined our mission with us this past 8 months, okay? 1 million servings of Juice Plus Complete was given to the Children's Hunger Fund. And if you know that organization, you want to support that organization. If any of you are on this phone and you need to get rid of some money by the end of the year, send it to the Children's Hunger Fund. More Tower Gardens were sold in the first 4 months of 2020 than all of last year, 2019. In the first 4 months, we surpassed the total sales last year in 4 months this year. I mean, that's amazing, y'all, okay? Not one Juice Plus employee had to be furloughed this year, not one. They all kept their jobs, and guess what? The company continued to pay us, all of us, the employees and the field partners. And guess what? The absolute best is yet to come. I mean, I am just so excited about being in this community, locking arms with like-minded, like-hearted people who see this bigger vision to really make an impact globally for generations to come. So, with that, I want to just tell you that me taking control, my husband and I getting in control of our health, that has been the best thing. I tell people I'm already now fabulous 50, and I'm feeling fabulous, amazing. My Hick sisters, I tell them all the time, we're going to be together on a cruise ship in our 80s, having fun, looking back on all the lives we've been able to impact because of this amazing company, community, product. And y'all, put your seatbelt on. And thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to Johnny now. So thank you, guys.
Hello, everyone. It's always good to be with you. As Beverly said, we kind of got thrust into this whole health situation because of the diagnosis. So as we were in the hospital, they pretty much gave us a few choices of giving ourselves a shot every day or every other day. But then they said it was only a 50-50 chance either of those medications might work. And so that's when our neighbor shared, Juice Plus with us and basically said, hey, you can beat this, but it's in your diet. Get rid of all the white pasta, white sugar, white flour, anything white and processed, take out your diet and eat more fruits and vegetables. And so that got us on that journey. And even though we were focusing on Beverly's situation, I have been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is an intestinal disorder. And when it was time for my follow-up visit, Beverly suggested I get a copy of all my previous blood work, which I had never done. And so as I sat there, I realized I had all these highs and lows all over the place. In about 45 days, all those highs were down in the place, all the lows were up in the range except for one, and that was C-reactive protein, which we later found out was a biomarker for chronic inflammation. So in the last 15 years, we constantly just tell our story, helping people right where they are. And we realize everybody's body is different, going through something totally different. But we realize there's no situation where good nutrition will help, just like there's no situation where poor nutrition won't hinder. And so as in 2012, when they introduced the Tower Garden, so I'm going to go ahead and share. And so here is the Tower Garden Flex, which is the original version. It has a 20-gallon water reservoir down at the bottom. And the water just kicked on, so you can hear it pump up through the center of the tower, and then it showers the root systems as it comes down the plants. So you can kind of see the water as it trickles there. And you can grow pretty much anything on the Tower Gardens. It's not a root vegetable like carrots or beets or broccoli, even though I have some of my partners who are actually doing those very things. But you have control of that. No pesticides, no herbicides. This is a variety of different lettuces and marigolds. You have your romaines and your bibs and just other summercris and other type of lettuces here. But this is just a tower. These lettuces are about 4 weeks old. I have my cousins over now. They just got through eating a solid off of it. We've been harvesting it for weeks now. And so it just gives you that ability. Now, this is the Tower Garden Home, which is the newest model, where it has a 13-gallon water reservoir down at the bottom. And it, too, gives you 16 full-size pots, but it comes with 16 microgreen pots. So you actually have 32 ports that you can grow plants. And with all our units, you can actually add an extension kit. So we add an additional 32 slots at the top of this one. This one has some marigold and arugula and romaine and bill and some collard greens on the other side. So you have fun with these units. And the great thing about the Tower Garden home, you actually reduce the size of it as well. So it gives you that flexibility. So have fun with the Tower Gardens. I know we have a lot more speakers who are going to be on the call tonight to just share some of their experiences.
If you are not on fire after tonight's call, your wood is wet, because that was just incredible, incredible inspiration and information. You guys, it was 3 years ago that I was introduced to whole food concentrates. And I simply thought it was a great idea. And I introduced it to my family, my husband, myself, and our 2 daughters who were living at home at the time. All of us started on Juice Plus right at the same time. Had it not been for that children's health study, I don't think we would have started the entire family, or really been able to at that time. But thank goodness Children Eat Free, and our college-age children started flooding their bodies with fruits and vegetables as we did. You guys, if I count up how many prescriptions my healthy, that's what I thought, family was on at that time, I would think we were nearing a dozen between 4 adults in this household. I'm so happy to say that just in a matter of a few weeks, we were eliminating prescription after prescription after prescription. I am really excited to say that 3 years later, my husband and I are completely prescription free, and our daughters, who were on prescriptions then, are now on just 1 rescue inhaler, and 1 for is a rescue medication for anxiety. You guys, what a huge change that has made for our life right there. You know, there was a time when I was a divorced parent raising 2 children on my own. And when they got sick, you know, I missed work. When they got sick and they missed school and I was spending the night in the ER room with them, that was really a stressful time for me. Had I known about this, it would have made such a huge difference in my life. That's why I'm so appreciative of calls just like this, because I got the message later on in our years, and it has made a change. And what I'm really excited about is our children are now living healthier adult lives. So when we found out that, who said it on the call? I think you did, Adrian. Plants are medicine. You guys, it was medicine. It was a balm. It was a healer for our family. And this is just our personal testimony. We knew that we were on to something. And so we could not wait to add more good into our family. And so we started tower gardening. And I think someone mentioned also that 1 tower provides enough food for a family of 4. Oh my goodness. So can you just imagine how much food I have when I'm getting ready to share with you 1, 2, 3, 4 towers that I have growing in a little bit of space. So I'm excited to show you, this is our indoor, even though I have it in an outdoor space, this is my indoor tower. And right here, I'm growing, look at that beautiful head of lettuce and kale and marigolds and all of this beautiful celery. I didn't even like the taste of celery until I started growing my own. We have some herbs here, and I am really just loving taking full use of this microgreen section. I found all these different types of baby green kale. So I'm really excited about that, you guys. It's really super delicious. And then we also have some herbs over here. And then you can see that I'm doing our gardening on just a patio. So in just a little bit of space, just steps away from our kitchen, look at all the food we're able to grow. When we shared earlier that so much food is, the nutrition is lost in transportation, well, I just only have to walk right out to my backyard to get all of this kale, celery, broccoli, cauliflower, Swiss chard, rainbow chard, and onions. This is our go-to everyday tower. We really just start a lot of meals from here. And I really am enjoying our tower garden that grows herbs. So on here, we have all of our dill and oregano and rosemary and thyme. But I also planted some things that I heard were really good for healing, such as echinacea, chamomile, lemon balm, and lavender. And always, everything is edible, though I really haven't eaten too many of the pansies, and then we also have that cabbage there. And then here on this last tower, I'm growing plenty of greens and kale, more cabbage, more kale. I guess this would be all of my green tower. You guys, there's one more thing that I wanted to mention to everyone is that I'm continuing to garden outdoors, and let me just turn it around. I'm continuing to garden outdoors even though the temperatures have gotten awfully cold. I had to remove a few plants when the temperatures dropped below freezing, but look how much food I'm still continuing to grow, and we're all the way into December. You guys, the more plants, the better. This has been an amazing opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing me to share tonight.
Thanks for having me on tonight again, Adrian. Always a pleasure to be here. I'm actually coming to you guys from Maui, Hawaii right now. So I don't have my tower garden with me, but from what I understand, Adrian, you wanted me to share a little bit about the alternative locations that we use. Traditionally, there's a lot of us that bring tower gardens into our homes. Personally, I brought it into my classroom, our Alzheimer's and dementia residents over at our assisted living here in Columbus, Ohio.
We're here at the Kemper House in Worthington. It's a senior housing provider specializing in Alzheimer's and other memory debilitating conditions. I'm here with Executive Director Dan Thorward. Dan, talk to us a little bit about this wonderful community and how you're enriching the lives of your residents.
Sure, absolutely. Well, welcome. I'm glad you could be here today. The Kemper House is devoted to trying to find a way to push back against Alzheimer's disease through lifestyle, healthy eating, exercise, and then the physical plant of the building itself, how we can design a space that's really conducive to someone with memory care needs. And we try to put all that together into one package, and that is what we call the Kemper difference.
And I noticed in your community room you had a little event going on and teaching your residents. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, absolutely. You're never too old to learn. And people sometimes assume that folks with memory care issues don't want or can't learn new skills. And that's absolutely not true. We use everything we can to help leverage the cognition of our residents. So today, for example, we are constructing an indoor garden. We often will take trips to the farmer's market to select food with the chef with our residents. But here today, we're actually going to talk about growing healthy food here that we can actually have the residents grow, pick, and then with the chef prepare and eat together family style.
Iterate what that video was showing. So we use it as a socialization tool. We also take the produce, and you heard this phrase used before, tower to table, which is actually even better and fresher than local produce, because when it comes down to it, local isn't really regulated. Many times your local produce in the grocery store might travel 400 miles and still be considered local. So I'm here in Columbus, Ohio, and if your food is grown in Chicago and transported all the way to Ohio, then it can still be considered local. So this is even better. We are seeing some great results with just the mindset of our residents, and also the effects of Alzheimer's and dementia being in many cases reversed with just the activities and the nutrition that they are getting from that. So Adrian also always asked me to share about the Ronald McDonald House, because we also have some tower gardens over there. So we have a bunch of kids that are benefiting from that nutrition that are on site, that are permanent or temporary residents as well. If you want to know more about how we use it in schools, then you can certainly reach out to the person who invited you to this call, because we have about 7,500 plus schools in the US alone that now have tower gardens serving their students.
Thank you so much, Adrian, the Hicks sisters, for having me on tonight. Just like Beverly said, I am 50 and fabulous, guys. So I feel like better than I did in my 30s. And I'll just share my with you guys tonight. Why am I taking Juice Plus, and why am I recommending Juice Plus to anybody that I come across? Listen, everybody has said great things about tower gardens and all that. I'm going to focus a little bit on the Juice Plus part of it. The research is what drew me into this amazing product. And they have 35 research done in major universities, and it's gold standard, blind study, and Juice Plus is not directly involved in the research, so you know it's pretty independent, and the results are mind-boggling. And the one that got my attention is the research on immunity, guys, and you will hear it in my story tonight. So let me give you a few numbers about why food is vital. You had Henry talking about having Tower Gardens in Alzheimer's unit, and it's creating change, amazing things going on there. This is what the National Cancer Institute recommends: 7 to 13 servings of raw fruits and vegetables. If you consume that, you're sure it will help to prevent lung, breast, prostate cancers by 50% or more. I love the research and I love the education. My background, my profession is in nursing, but my passion is in health and nutrition. And I had to dig into this when we had a health crisis in my family, and I'll let you know about that in a little bit. The American Heart Society recommends 7 to 13 servings of raw fruits and vegetables, and this will prevent heart disease and strokes, guys. Check those numbers. That is incredible. The US government has spent billions trying to find a cure for chronic illnesses, for diabetes, for cancer, for blood pressure, and other diseases. They have not found the cure. Do you know what they're recommending? Disease is easier to prevent than to cure. They are recommending also 9 to 13 servings of raw fruits and vegetables every day. Does any of you take that many in a day? I know I wasn't, but now I can say I do, because I'm adding all this rainbow in my diet. And that's incredible. Is any fruits and vegetables okay? Not really. It has to be raw fruits and vegetables. I come from a culture where we cooked all the greens. I didn't know how to eat salad growing up. We cooked everything. But did you know that kale is the #1 anti-cancer green vegetable? And that is the one thing we cooked in my African community where I come from. And I had to learn to eat it raw, and there are amazing ways to eat it raw. So if you really talk to the person that invited you, we have recipes about so many things to make it a little easier to consume some of this. So raw fruits and vegetables are the way to go. They got to be raw because enzymes are found in raw fruits and vegetables, guys. And a variety is important. Eat the rainbow. You know, we all learned about the food pyramid and eating the variety, the rainbow. That is where the magic happens, guys. And they have to be vine ripened. What do we mean by that? They have to be stay attached to the plant until the nutrition is at its peak. You had Henry say that when food is transported from one state to the next neighboring state, it's considered local, but it might take 5 days to transport that food to that local store. And guess what, guys? Listen to this. When I came across this, I was like, this is crazy. 75% of the nutrients are lost within 5 days of picking that fruit. Let's say your kale is picked from the tree, from the plant. You keep it in the refrigerator for 5 days, 75% of the nutrition is gone. That is why the servings keep increasing every time, because 5 years ago, what was it, guys? It was 4 and 6 servings of fruits and vegetables. Now we are to 13. What is it going to be like in 2021 or 2022? It's crazy. So that is where Juice Plus comes in. And I know you probably have this question for me tonight. So why are you taking Juice Plus? My story was because of a crisis, a health crisis of our son. He was 12 years at the time. And listen, guys, Beverly said it, and I'm going to say it, and you've seen the research speaks for itself. We know medicine do things to our body, but good nutrition does things for our bodies. When we take the proper nutrition, the body can heal itself, guys. In the Garden of Eden, God wanted us to eat fruits, vegetables, and grains because God knew that that's what heals our bodies, right? So it's incredible. So with that being said, 3 years my son suffered a health crisis. He had a leaky gut. At the time, I didn't know the word leaky gut. The doctors didn't tell me that at all. But I came to discover later that the condition he had was literally a leaky gut. He had an inflamed esophagus, and they coined the diagnosis eosinophilic esophagitis. Whatever he ate, he threw up. He couldn't keep anything down. He lost so much weight. He was so emaciated. The doctors were talking about a feeding tube. This mother was desperate. I was in tears. I didn't know what to do. And I thank God for a family and friends and my Seabrook Church family, guys, that prayed, and prayed. When I could not pray, I knew somebody was praying. David's name was mentioned in so many homes that I will not even know. Probably when I get to heaven, I will find out who those households were. So what happened? I said, doctors, give me a chance. Let me get a second opinion. And my second opinion was to go back to a sister in my church that had mentioned to me about Juice Plus the year before, in 2016. But this is 2017 when they are talking about a feeding tube for my son. And that sister, her name is Felicia, and I think she's online tonight. I'm just so grateful about that opportunity. 3 to 4 months after we started on the Juice Plus, the symptoms subsided. My son had not been in school for 2 years, guys. He did not step foot in a 7th grade classroom. I took family medical leave to be home with him, not just sit at home, but take him to different doctor's appointments. We had to go to our children's hospital right here in Washington, D.C. 3 times a week, guys. What were we doing? We were going to the pain clinic, literally for my son to learn how to cope and live with pain. They were just putting Band-Aid medication just to cope it. Every so often we're in the emergency room for pain and hydration. I was weary. I was tired. I needed relief, but I was still fighting for my son. So when we started the Juice Plus, that's when the miracle happened. Within 4 to 6 months, things evolved around. And what that tells you guys, consistency. I did not quit. We stayed on it. And the beautiful thing is, when I got this, my son got a free supply. And when we do it, you can sponsor a child for free. We've been on Juice Plus for 3 years faithfully, and you get to sponsor your child up to 4 years. They get a free supply when you do that. And where are we now? So my son went to school. He was able to graduate. He never missed a day of school after that. And there's research that shows that kids who are on Juice Plus, they miss fewer days of school. But David has not missed a day of school. He graduated on time from high school, and he's now in university. And guess what, guys? Not only did he go back and thrive and excel in school, but he started to do sports. This is a kid that had asthma since he was 4 years old. But because of good nutrition, his immunity was strengthened. Guess what happened? His asthma was under control as well, guys. We're not talking about Juice Plus curing. Juice Plus strengthened the immune system, boosted that immune system, and the body started to heal itself. You had Beverly talk about her MS, and Johnny talked about his Crohn's disease. Yes, you can reverse symptoms of autoimmune diseases, guys, by feeding the gut and strengthening that immune system. And that is just incredible. And listen, you may ask me, and why am I doing the business? That's a very good question. I took family medical leave for 1.5 years. That was loss of income. But I'm so grateful that my husband was working. And it was a blessing because the year before, he wasn't working for about 3 years. But God had given him a job. But looking back, if I had this opportunity, it could not have been a stress. I could have been at the hospital, wherever I was, but I'm still getting a supplemental income. Now I'm on a mission. I don't want any mother to be in the place where I was 3 years ago. If you're on this call and you're wondering, What option will I have if I lose my job? 2020 has been crazy on a lot of us. People have been followed from their jobs. Do you have plan B if it happened? Do you have plan B if your husband's job laid him off or he doesn't have enough hours? What is your plan B? And it's not like, this is not a get quick rich business, but you can build the business over time. I treated it as a hobby the first 2 years I came on, but in 2020, I strapped my boots and I went to work. It is paying off, guys. In 2021, I am proud to say that my Juice Plus supplemental income is going to fill in for one of my trading time for dollars time. So I'll work 4 days instead of 5, and I'm on my way to achieving the goals and the dreams I have for my family and for my community where I come from. So my challenge to you tonight is, are you looking for something to give you health, wealth, well-being, and longevity? You are in the right place. This community, it's incredible. I've never met these sisters and brothers, but I can call on Adrienne, and she's a sister. She'll be right there with me. I can call on Beverly. This is such an incredible community. The emotional revenue. 2020 has been rough, but can I tell you that Juice Plus has been my happy bubble? When I'm feeling depressed, I get to my Juice Plus community and my sideline buddies, and I just start talking to people about being here tonight. This is what I love to do. This is my happy bubble. The emotional revenue in this community, the relationships is invaluable, is none like the other. The other thing I want to let you know is this is self-development, personal growth disguised in a business. I've grown so much. I'm not who I was 3 years ago. I'm not who I was last year. And I'm just so grateful for this community. All I invested was $52, but I've gotten so much out of it. And this year, I learned the value of a tower garden, guys. I bought my tower last year in August, but I never used it. It stayed in my garage. But this year, I pulled it out and I got another one for indoors. It's upstairs and I'm not able to show you. And guess what? I'm enjoying my produce right from my tower garden to the table. It doesn't have to lose nutrition for 5 days being on the road. And guys, it's incredible. And then I have 2 towers for the outside, you know, when it's the weather is good. So I've really enjoyed this year walking a healthy journey, and I'm just hungry to tell more people. Like Adrienne said, we need more boots on the ground, guys, and that's why we're here tonight. We want you to be healthy, but more importantly, we want our communities to be healthier and our children and their children to be healthier than we are. So what are you waiting for? Come on board. Come join us, guys. I love you all, and be blessed. I'm just so glad to be here tonight.
Applaud and we salute every last one of our doctors and nurses and anyone that's in the health field, because without them, there just would not be a planet. Definitely, there is a time, a place, and a space for allopathic medicine. But where does your responsibility step in? Where you know that food is the medicine. Sometimes you have no other alternative and they are there for us. But really, where does your responsibility step in? And you actually just change a few simple things. Change how you're eating, one step at a time. And that's what this community is all about. We're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to trick you into anything. We are simply here to help support you in any way that we can support you, with simply making a few simple changes. And that is just simply what you put in your mouth. And we know that it is hard. We have been so affected by what we eat that we need a team, we need a community, and we need support. And that's all we are here for.
How are you doing? Amen.
Absolutely
Amen.
amazing.
Amen. You know, after some amazing speakers that she had, I mean, Josephine, that was powerful. I mean, amen. You hit everything right on the head. You knocked it out the park. It was a grand slam home run. It was a touchdown, everything. That was amazing. For me to close out, hey, you guys heard the stories about Juice Plus. You guys heard all the articles of testimonies about Juice Plus. You've heard about the research that Juice Plus has. Over 50 different types of research done. I mean, gold standard researchers, not by Juice Plus, but by other agencies that are studying Juice Plus. I'm going to share you my story. It's amazing that I am standing here before you with so much energy today. I've had a stroke in 2013. I've had sleep apnea where I need a sleep machine for me to go to stay asleep at night because I kept waking up because my airways kept blocking off. I have had high blood pressure. I was borderline diabetes. I was not healthy. I was 340 pounds. When I would preach at the pulpit, I would have to hold on to the pulpit because I would get so tired. And I didn't even think I had a health problem until after my stroke. And because I started doing fruits and vegetables, because I started juicing, and then because I had an amazing friend who turned me on to Juice Plus, I tried the product. And let me just tell you, you've heard all the experts, you've heard all the doctors telling you the great things about Juice Plus. You know, I'm telling you from my own experience, it really changed my whole approach to life now. My ministry is now healthy, conscious living, bringing together like-minded people to grow their health physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I'm doing this because of fruits and vegetables and Juice Plus. Juice Plus Company is an amazing company. Tell you a little about when I first went to my Juice Plus conference. We were having a 5:10 race, our 5K race. And I went to the 5K race and we didn't end up running it, but I was going to try to run it and walk it. Well, just 2 weeks ago, St. Jude had their 10K and marathon and 5K. I signed up for a 10K. That's 6.2 miles. And let me tell you, that was my first 10K ever. I'm 53 years old. And I ran a 10K because of Juice Plus. That's my story. I'm sharing this with everybody. Scripture says, do not muzzle an ox when he's out there treading the field. Sky's the limit for Juice Plus. And all you have to do is just share your story. What is helping you? I got my mother on it. She's a cancer survivor. She had neuropathy and she loves it. I have my uncle on it. He's also a cancer survivor. I mean, this is turning around the health for all of us who have these pre-existing conditions that are so threatening in our lives right now because of COVID-19. And we have it because of our diet. It was just things that we just did not understand. But now that we know, we want to do better. Juice Plus offers a fantastic way for you to share your story, share with other people, and make a little bit on the side. You know, you've heard people, you know, now Henry's is in Hawaii, amen. And Adrian, you're getting ready to head out of the state. I heard, you know, I am blessed because I'm sharing it with my church and I'm seeing lives change. I'm seeing people getting healthy. And to me, that's more priceless than the money I'm making. And I'm making a decent amount of money. I'm paying for my own product, but it's much more than that. It's getting people healthy. And this is what you get when you get Juice Plus. It's just that, it's Juice Plus, fruits, vegetables, and berries, rounded up into a slurry, and then they take out the liquid. They take out, dehydrate it and take out the liquid. And what's left is a natural, God-given nutrients that comes from plants, all plant-based. Juice Plus will never sit and tell you that it can heal you or cure a disease, but all from word of mouth. People tell you over and over and over again what's done for me. And for me, at 53 years old, I woke up this morning, I had a conference call where I was preaching the gospel this morning, and I haven't stopped. And all I've had was my Juice Plus capsules, I've had my Juice Plus bars, and I had my Juice Plus shakes. And that's all I need. And here it is now late in the evening, and I'm not even hungry. And I have more energy than I've ever had. That's my testimony. And when I share with people, they want it. You guys see, you've heard people on this line sharing with you the amazing stories of what they have seen with their own eyes, with their families. This is what you can have too. It's all about change. It's all about change. Do you want change? If you want something, you have to go for it. Don't sit back and say, I want change, and then do nothing. But right now, you have a chance to have change. You have a chance to talk to the person who invites you on this phone call and say, I will try that. It's a 4 Tower Gardens. If you're going to buy Tower Gardens, if you're going to buy Juice Plus, it's a 4-month commitment. And you can see it for yourself. The proof is in the product.